to talk about is my favorite definition of hope, because I think it's one that's really important. A great dinner out with some friends last night, and talking about this idea of how hope and faith, how they really kind of go together. And it's a definition from Miroslav Volf. We've used it a lot in New Church Live, but for some of you this will be the first time hearing. Beautiful definition. And Volf defined hope this way. He said, for Christians, hope is this: hope is love stretching into the future. And I find that to be so powerful, because we are going to hit times in life where hope comes really easily. And then we have other situations that feel very hopeless, like literally there's less and less hope around these things. But what we can always have hope in is that this idea that love will indeed stretch into the future. I think about if you have a loved one who's transitioning to the next life, or you have a job loss, or you have any number of things. One of the things we can always bank on is the idea that this love that we have in our hearts is indeed going to stretch into the future. Hope is love stretching into the future. We can see that, we can experience it, we can understand the beauty of that. It really is something remarkable. So hope is love stretching into the future. So when we understand that hope is love stretching into the future, let's kind of pull that apart a little bit. So if we have that concept, hope is love stretching into the future, and then we sort of back up and we start to see faith in that same light. Because what do we have faith in? Well, faith, the word actually is the word trust. It's not like an intellectual belief. We tend to think of faith as these set of intellectual propositions, and if we agree to these, then we have faith. And that's not really the definition of the word. The word is this deep, abiding trust in God that we might not be able to, and sometimes we might not be able to see like what's going on here or understand something, and that can feel like it shakes our trust. Understandably so, and God has a lot of grace around that, a lot of New Church theology around like that's fine, that's part of life. But we can keep on coming back to really understanding what this trust is all about. And this trust is all about that love will stretch into the future. It just will. That's why in New Church Live, we are forever using our little trusty stickers, love wins. Because same thing, love wins, hope wins, faith wins, it all kind of comes together in this oneness. So today, if you're struggling with hopelessness, I just ask you just to think, okay, what are you going to hope? What do you have hope for? And it can be very specific things, and we can pray to have those things happen. I think God cherishes that. It's just like anytime a child asks a parent for a certain thing, we all want to know what our kids want. We all, even as adult kids, we want to know what the desires of their heart are. God's exactly the same way. And at the same time, if we know that those things might not happen in the ways that we might like, or we're facing a serious loss, come back to this idea of really having hope that is love stretching into the future, and really take a breath and just get it's all going to be okay, because that's how it works. Like love will stretch into the future. Then I don't know much, but that I know is that this thing we call love will continue on, and we can have faith in that. We have a God that's the God of love. As Christians, one of the best definitions from the New Testament about who God is just this simple one from God is love. So live into that this weekend, friends, and hope you have a great weekend ahead of you. And we will see you again on Sunday. So take care. And what we're going to do now we're going to do as we always do. We're going to shift gears and come into our very gentle landing here at 10 minutes of morning calm. So first, let's get a little breath and the prayer bow. A meditation. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, I'll be checking in on written comments today, so feel free to leave a little note and we'll get to it in due time, and wishing you all the very best. Godspeed this weekend. Take care.
Like our content? It's funded by viewers like you. Please consider becoming a